Alright, let's do this. Welcome, game developers and boppers, to Doug Teaches Ue5. 40k shooter. Yes. Okay, so in the background, before I got started, I basically did another blend space 1D. So, but this one has a two-handed range weapon. So what we're going to do in this little tutorial is we're going to be saving these catch poses and then and then differentiating them between the two. So let me make a new state machine right now. State. Alright, I'll just do it this way. State machine. Let's alt click out of view, and I'm gonna rename this. Instead of new state machine, I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna call it SM Bolter. Bolt gun. So that way it won't be confused with a bolt pistol. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna add a state. I'll just call this default state. Go here, and then I call it two-handed range weapon, I think. And blend space. Yep. And speed. I'm just gonna call this speed. Get speed, because just like last time. Okay, now what? Now, we compile. Now we have to double click into here, because we need to have, a variable in our character class that's able to differentiate between stances. So I already have Visual Studio opened up, and in our character I'm gonna go scroll down. And because, like I said, we were going to add to this as we go along. Right. So the first variable, I'm going to put them all in public. So the first thing you need to do is you need to type in property. And I'm just going to call this, I'm going to say edit anywhere, blueprint read write, yeah. Edit anywhere, comma, blueprint read write, comma, category equals essentials. Alright, so what did you do? So edit anywhere means that we can edit this either, well, basically anywhere, whether it's in Blueprint, etc., etc. Now that's for anything. That's for properties like components like static meshes, etc., etc. Blueprint read write means that we can literally access. This is for variables specifically that we define in C++, and the category that we want to put it in is something called essentials. So here I'm just going to type in. Should I make it an int? Yeah, I'll make it an int. So I'll just say int, and I'll call this variable weapon stance. Semicolon. So now that that's been being said and done, oh right, I don't think they have this. Why? Because I'm trying to remember where to go to disable live code. Okay, so people, you'll probably get an error. Unlike me, because I'm going to hit Control-Shift-S and B to build, Control-Shift-S to save all, Control-Shift-B to build. Unless I misspelled Ue property or something like that. Or wait, is live coding still enabled? Yes, it is. Oh, wait, I thought I disabled live coding here. Huh, looks like I didn't. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. Oh, right, because I think I wanted to save it up. So you're going to get these errors. I thought I disabled it, but whatever. So the reason why you're getting these errors is actually because live coding is enabled. Now, what live coding does is it builds in real time. It's supposed to. That's why you can't just build everything once you're done editing. So in order to fix that, what you want to do is I think you want to go to, it's either Project settings or editor preferences. I'm going to go to editor preferences. And then I'm going to go live coding. Yes, I'm going to type in live coding in the general search. And you see where it says enable live coding? Uncheck that. And that error should be done and gone and over with. So I'm going to go back into Studio, I'm going to Control Shift S and Control Shift B to build all. Booyah! Okay, so in our CPP, I'm going to go in here because what this is, again, this is essentially this is a constructor. So constructors let you essentially set everything before runtime. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to, where am I going to put this? It's either, I'll put it here, I'm going to put it up top. And I'll comment this out saying custom variables. And here I'm going to say weapon stats equals 0 and then semicolon, because I made it an integer, not a float, or else I would have put the 0 point F. So we're done. This is built. We're good to go. Now we go into here. We go in our Unreal Engine. And how we do this is in our Space Marine character. What's going on? Well, here's the thing. In our Anim blueprint, we don't have it. Wait, in our event graph. No, not our event graph. Yeah, there we go. In our Anim graph, nothing's set up. So how are we going to do this? Okay. So what we need is we need to go into our event graph, actually. In here, we're going to have to hold down the S key, S for Sam, and then left click to have it to do a sequence. Now this sequence is going to be fucking huge when we're done when we're said and done. We plug this into our cast. We plug the then 0 into our speed variable. Now sequences execute everything simultaneously. That's why if you're saying like, what's the then 0 then 1, like I said, you can have as many thens as you want. They're just gonna all execute simultaneously. So in here, I'm gonna get weapon stance because that's how we are able to access our variables. If you don't have this blueprint read write, then we wouldn't be able to get this variable. Okay, so what do we do now? We are going to take this. We're going to take it and we're going to promote this to a variable. And this variable is I'm going to call this stance type. And then we plug this into here. Now, we are done here. Okay. Now we go back to our anim graph. We could take this and pull up this and just differentiate, but nah, let's not. What are you gonna do? We're gonna take this, we're gonna drag this out because this is important to learn too. We're gonna type in, I think it's just catch, yes, new saved catched pose. So basically it saves the pose down. I'm just gonna call this pistol pose because that's Space Marine, that's the one-handed ranged weapon. And here, I'm gonna save catch pose. And this, I will call this rifle weapon. Rifle pose. Now what we can do is we can move this out here. And now what we can do is we can literally call pistol pose and rifle pose. And now we get our stance type. Okay. So now what we could do is layer, try to remember if it's by blend poses by int. So blend 0 is that. Blend 1 is that. And what we could do is leave this at 0, blend pose 0. Because essentially, yeah, 0. I'll just 0 and 1. I'll just plug this in. Yeah, we can just plug that in. Why does it? Why is it a float when it's an int? I honestly don't. I honestly don't remember. And now what we can do is we can just plug this into our source, and then recop, and then build, and we're at our. Wait, where is the? Here's our character. Let's go to our space marine character. There we go. Oh. So how do we switch to our rifle pose? Okay. So that said, we're gonna make that's actually in 2 weeks. But right now, let's honestly let's set this weapon stance. We're gonna set this to 1. Why? So we can see what it looks like in game when. Hold on. Control B. We can see what this looks like in game when we actually build this bastard. So now, when I'm just gonna go up here, go to these 3 dots. I'm gonna hit simulate. Okay. Okay. What? Wait, why isn't it doing the pistol pose? That is a good question. Am I saving always? I'm gonna hit always. Save that down. What about you? Compile. Let's see the blend pose. Point 1. I'll do this point 1. Active child index. We're gonna set that equal to U, rather than. Now let's see what goes down when we simulate. There we go. I know I should have plugged that into the int index. Okay, you wanna go back to what went down? Yeah, sure. I'll talk about that in a second. But in the meantime, let's go to our SM character. Set this back to 0. And then, because I don't think, yeah, because I won't be able to. What? What are you looking for? I just had to see something. Yeah, I can set it in the essentials category. So if I set this to 1 now, but if I set this to 0, oh, cool, yeah. Because I had to double check because I had to edit anywhere, because that means I can edit it in here. And since it's blueprint read write, I can literally set this in the blueprint read write. Okay. So, want to walk them through what happened? Yeah. Okay. So. The blend time, it's the reason why they're set to 0.1 is honestly because I just remembered, because like you don't want it set against 0 because then it'll essentially pause. So it's important that you have a little leeway. And then the active index child is going to be the stance type, because the stance type is set equal to our weapon stance. Alright, so if the weapon stance is 1, that means stance type is 1, which means this goes to this blend layer, the rifle pose. Right. But what happens if we're doing, like, I don't know, melee stuff and what have you? Yeah, we're going to have to. There's going to be another blend. We'll have to have another blend. Oh, really? Yeah. Can you have more than one? Essentially, trust me, yeah, no, it's going to. Yeah, we're going to have another blend. Okay. Okay. So. Either way, we can either blend by, and even then we can just blend by bool. Oh, okay. So, wait, what's next week? So now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a key that activates essentially a weapon put away and a weapon takeout montage, which manually sets our blend, our weapon stances. Yeah, okay. So, will that be next week? Nope, 2 weeks, because, right, the NPC one. And then here, narrator, there you have it, boppers, and game developers. Tune in 2 weeks for Mad Hen. Doug Teaches, Ue5. You might as well just call it Mad Hen Teaches. Okay. Bye.